You're on the Jimbo Trashy podcast, bitch.
You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
Good evening. I am Mr. Wholesale. Mr. Moneybags has personally hired me to fulfill his obligations to the Jimbo Trashy podcast from here on out. In return, I shall be granted a lump sum of $666.66 and will therefore be able to purchase my new body in due time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, in HD quality, a new episode of the Jimbo Trashy podcast. Yeah.
You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
Global Psychosis Entertainment presents the Jimbo Trashy podcast.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
It's the Jimbo Trashy podcast, where everything is a conspiracy, even you are a conspiracy. I am your host, Jimbo Trashy. This is episode 38. Tonight my guests are Adar and Andy.
Right.
How you guys doing?
All right.
Now, Adar's been here before, but Andy, this is your first podcast, but you've been, I would say, maybe can I say a fan?
Yeah.
Of the podcast?
Yeah.
So you've heard about it, you've watched a few.
Yeah.
So welcome aboard here.
Right on. Thanks for having me.
You're now officially a character for the internet to hate, or possibly like. We don't know yet.
I'm leaning towards hate.
Probably.
I'm leaning towards it too. I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna go first comment. Adam, fuck you. Fuck that Andy guy.
There we go.
Okay, so you guys are brothers. Is it just you two brothers? Or do you have another brother as well?
That's
It's
it.
just us.
Okay. How did you guys meet Mike Checker? Because that's how I think. I mean, I've known you for a while, but he kind of reintroduced, us back together. So
Right. Well,
Eddie's been my boy. Mike's older brother. Eddie's been my boy since we were in middle school. So I've known Mike since he was little and fat and round with glasses, dude. So that's just, and then just growing up through the years, Mike being around a little bit and going over to the house over there, and when you're middle school, you know what I mean, you have sleepovers and all that stuff, and you torment the guy's little brother for a little while. So we used to torment Mike when he was younger, and and then
well, yeah, and then then me and Mike became friends, kind of like, oh, yeah, you're oh, I know your brother, kind of thing, and we would party. We'd go to the same parties and shit in school. I had I don't know, just house parties and shit like that, and I would see him around, and then he had friends that were my friends, and we all did the little rap and shit, and that was kind of it. Me and Mike just became friends, and plus we smoked weed and all that good shit. So
what grade was this?
I would say I was in the awkward age. When me and Mike became pretty cool it was in the awkward. I'm still trying to go out and do shit, but I can't get into bars yet, and I don't really want to go to so it was Mike and them were right out of high school, and I was just about to go into the bars. So 19, 20, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike was probably 18.
Now, you said that you used to rap, or you still rap?
I mean, I used to get faded and try to rap.
So you like to freestyle then?
Yeah,
In other words.
You know what I mean? Nothing. I would have never. Now at this point, it's nah.
we all used to do that though, dude. We used to get
Just awkward
me
white guy
and Eddie
shit.
and Melvin and everybody. We used to get over in the garage over at Brian's pad, dude, and we used to just have all those beat CDs, dude, and we'd just flip one on and we'd sit there and drink and take bong hits and rap for 5 hours, dude. And then Melvin and Eddie kind of went a little bit further with it, and I was just yeah, I'm not trying to do all that, dude.
You were never into rapping at all?
I would freestyle and stuff with them, you know what I mean? And I used to, me and Eddie would always battle back and forward, and Melvin a little bit, but Melvin never really Melvin was always the divider between me and Eddie, you know what I mean? And then I would come up with a beat CD, and then Eddie would come up with a beat CD, and then we'd all both of us would be looking through trying to find the best stuff, and we'd go and rap on it at Brian's house, and You know what I mean? So it was cool. It was just, I mean, we were like right out of high school.
Awkward age. Something to do with.
Yeah, I mean, I had a fake ID, so I was still like, I was the only one that could go to bars. So I was going to bars with Fabricio and Nate,
right,
and leaving those fools at home.
And then coming back and
then I'd come back and like me and Nate would be all shitty, and I'd just be like trying to rap, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I would never like qualify myself as a rapper.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You know, Mike wanted to get you on a track.
Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it. Like, it never comes together for me, and I don't take it that serious. So I'm just kind of like, right, whatever. You know, I'd probably do it.
If he presented you a beat, I mean, I already have the beat made, and he wrote the first verse to it, but he wants to do a second verse, or he was saying have Adar be on it.
Right. Well, I'm down. I just need some kind of concept. Like, give me an idea, something I could go like steer towards. Like, because if not, I'm just freestyling on paper, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm the best. Fuck everybody. What up? You know, like, but it's nothing like just going anywhere. It's just going everywhere, you know? And it's basically me just talking shit about how dope I am and fuck everybody else. That's the extent of my rapping abilities, is I'm the better than everybody.
There you go. Well, that's what it's all about anyways.
There's something about, like, I think when you first start rapping and you start writing and recording stuff, like your earliest shit's always going to be like, I'm better than everybody else.
Right.
Then somehow, because maybe someone else did something that you think is doper than yours, during that course of your career of rapping, you just start to get humbled.
Yeah.
Right. And then, or maybe, I don't know, just that's how it worked for me. Like, the first shit I ever did, I mean, I didn't even know how to fucking record properly, and I'm saying, like, I'm the fucking best MC, and from here to DC, like, just like going off about it, you know? But now my stuff's more central, or more, I guess, narrow it into a certain topic. And that's how I do it now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need some kind of, like, direction, or be pointed into something, you know what I mean?
Otherwise, you're just freestyling about
make a rap
you know
about getting fucked up.
But that's
what
what rap's all about, dude. I mean, like, everybody was freaking out about this Kendrick Lamar control verse that he did about him talking about all the rappers currently and how he's going to be better than everybody. But they forget from the very beginning of rap, that's like
kind of this
what rap's about, dude. I'm better than you. You're not as good as me. I'm going to rap better than you. I'm going to make more money and suck my dick.
Wait, who is this?
Kendrick Lamar.
No.
What's some new guy?
Okay, because I don't know who the fuck this guy.
Yeah,
he's like the new hot shit.
He's like the new Justin Bieber or something.
Yeah,
of rap.
Yeah.
Okay.
The new black Justin Bieber.
Is he mainstream or is he underground?
No, he's mainstream.
He's mainstream, but his shit is like not. I don't know. It's not really radio friendly. A lot of it. I mean, it's getting radio play now, but it's not like super.
A lot of the shit's like super edited.
Yeah, and it's not real poppy. You know what I mean? It's pretty. It's got its own like unique sound, kind of.
Yeah.
Is he dope? You guys think?
I like him. I like some of his stuff.
I like him. I don't love him, but I like him. You know what I mean? He's pretty good. I don't think that him like in the verse that he's talking about, like he basically says like, I'm the king of of New York and the West Coast, and here's like my open challenge, and he names a bunch of like the new school rappers. And, like, everybody was reacting like, oh, it's the fucking craziest verse ever. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't know. I've been listening to rap for a long time. So it's like, that's not the craziest shit I've ever heard. Yeah. But I guess now it's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I have to look at it from the standpoint of, oh, I'm fucking old. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And that's real, like, because now there's definitely an age gap when I'm talking to people. Like, I'm at work and shit, and there's all these kids that are like 21, and I'm like, oh, remember that movie? You heard that shit? And they're like, no, I never heard of that shit. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, old man. And I'm like, solid.
But come on, though. Tupac hit him up, or teach me how to Dougie.
Right.
Like, come on, dude. Like, there's not even comparison, at least in my opinion.
Hit him up.
Again,
they both got killed.
Old guy here.
They both got shot in cars. Did you know
What?
that?
Dougie
got smoked, bro.
Yeah?
In his car. Somebody should have taught him how to ducky. Yeah, dude, he got shot in his car, dude. He was like, I don't know, fucking in the hood right there.
Did he survive?
No, he got fucking shot.
They killed him.
Yeah,
he
got smoked.
That's what you get for making that song, dude.
Yeah, that's making that popular.
Apparently, James feels strongly about that, dude.
Yeah, well,
I hate that shit, dude. To me, hip hop died mainstream wise when Tupac died.
Yeah, I mean,
it became a dance fucking thing.
Well, it's kind of the genre that it goes with. You know what I mean? Like, I trip out, like, I sound like a fucking old man when I say, but kids today and the way they dress, you know what I mean? Like, they dress like some of the stuff they wear, I wore when I was their age. And I look at them and I go, dude, I wore, like, that was, how are you wearing that again? Like
the starter caps and shit.
Well,
and
with the snapbacks and like the flannels and like just like the bright colors, like the neon greens and stuff like that. Like when I was in like 5th, 6th grade, like that shit was ill. Like, this is what you wear. You know what I mean? You get some neon green clothes and some big ass shades. And
well, now they're all rocking like the old school fucking, like the old school sneakers and shit too. Like all like the David Robinsons and the Flights and like all the shit that we used to wear. Well, and that's my whole point. Like somebody my age was wearing that shit, and I was like, hey, bro, if you already wore it once in your life, you don't get to wear it again. You know, fucking, that's it. You know what I mean? It's a wrap for you. You don't get to wear it twice, dude. Yeah. Like, don't do that. Like, don't do that. But I don't know. For me, it's just like, all right, I just kind of stick to like, all right, it's cool. I'm accepting of where I'm at. But I can at least be open-minded enough to like, all right, that shit's kind of cool. But like, even the homie Sean, like he was like, he had some shit on some of these new guys, and I'm like, I just can't get with that shit, dude. Like, it was like the Odd Future kind of Tyler the Creator shit. I'm like, fuck all
you were talking to, I saw you talking to him on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, fuck all that, dude. That shit's gay.
I think the whole skinny jean thing is a little ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't like baggy ass jeans where they're falling off my ass, but to the point where you have like little stick legs, you're squeezing into your sister's jeans. Like, I don't get that fat at all.
No,
I don't get. And then, well, like
I have dick and balls, dude. Like, I just don't get it. You know what I mean?
And then they hang them like way down off their ass too. It's like when I was wearing pants that I was hanging off my ass, it's because they were huge, and that's the way you wore your clothes then. You know what I mean? But these fools, they got like some tight ass pants. They're down around their kneecaps, and they're walking down the street, and they're like, can't move their legs. They look like peg legs walking
doing this
around,
shit.
You know? Yeah.
Well, like the kid when he was walking across the fucking in front of the car, and he's like no shit, like his shirt's like here, and then you could see like his pants are below his balls, dude. Like you could see it. It was like, hey, bro. He stops and I'm all, pants are falling down, bro. And then we just start laughing at him, you know? And the kid, I mean, that's not appropriate for a 30-year-old man to do to some 15-year-old, but fuck him.
Well, you weren't with me when I was at the gas station the other day, dude. This guy comes, he comes running out of the AM/PM, and he's got shorts on, but the shorts are hanging so low, they're at the tops of his shoes. At that point, why don't you put on a pair of pants?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, why you're not even wearing shorts anymore? Shorts are supposed to keep like your.
Isn't the whole thing like in jail, like
if you
hang your pants down, like it's because it's you're trying to get fucked, right?
That's the rumor.
That's the rumor. I mean, I don't have enough jail experience with our prison fucking anal rapes, you know, experience to like be, speak as a fucking, somebody who has all the knowledge on that. But basically, that's what I understand it as. So like, I'm thinking,
there you go.
Have you guys seen this photo right here?
That's awesome.
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
It's some dude, like, his legs are like what, 2 feet tall? And then it's like shirt dragging all the way up to like 4 feet.
It doesn't make any. See, that's what I don't understand. Like, why? How are you gonna do that?
Well, I always look at like when I go somewhere.
I like the image of
like,
two midgets.
Like when I go somewhere and I see like how cholos dress, like their clothes are just gigantic, dude. And I always like, your mom let you leave the house looking like that? You know what I mean? Like, I know they still live with their mom. One and two, she's cool, but she's probably wearing the same thing. And it's like, oh, you can't borrow my clothes, little Casper. Put that back.
Like, orderly, shut the fuck up, mom. Like, you know you like this shit, eh? Look out that. No, that's what. So like the whole back to the whole skinny jeans thing, like. So, like, I got a buddy came into work into my job today, and he's like, all right, like, he just broke up with his chick, and he's like 40-ish, like 40, say 45-ish to the max. And, like, he just broke up with his wife, and now he's dating somebody that's, like, almost 20 years younger than him, and this fool, like, he's wearing all these, like, new clothes, and he's, like, all, like, Volcom, and so he's trying to, like, be halfway in between young.
Well, because he's got a young girlfriend.
Today he came in with skinny jeans on.
Oh, there we go.
It was just like, I just shook my head and I'm all, you know what, Mike, I can't support this shit anymore. And he was like, well, what the fuck? And I was like, those are fucking skinny jeans, and he was like, "No, they're not. Look," and he like tried to like show me the amount of fucking jean to leg ratio. I was like, "Dude, go fuck yourself." I was like, "Those are skinny jeans."
And you're too old to be wearing them.
Yeah, you're too old to be wearing them.
But you know what? They don't make them like they used to because when I was a freshman, dude, seniors were grown men. I remember Jimmy Steele, dude. That guy was. Remember Jimmy Steele? That guy was fucking like 200 pounds at least, 6 foot. Like that guy looked like he was like 25, and he's a senior.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
Like that, and that's like my group of guys. So like when we were coming in as freshmen, like me and Jimmy, like we were big kids. Like I'm not even that big. Jimmy was like a mountain compared to me.
Yeah, but you had like a fucking full goats. You had like a man's beard when you were in like 8th grade, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? Like,
So like the seniors that were above them was like above us was like there was like Eric Chesmore and like all the I can't remember names because I've been out of high school for too long and I smoked way too much weed.
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah, it's not important. But those guys,
there's all those dudes and they were huge, like big. They were like men. I'm
Like
like
25-year-old
Jesus,
men
you guys
as
are,
seniors.
Like,
Like, that's what they look like.
right?
How many times did they hold you back?
Yeah.
That kind of shit. You know what I mean? So and then I see kids today, and it's almost like the boys and the girls have switched. Like, so the guys are built like super skinny and real like frail and small and petite, and the girls are getting thicker. You know what I mean? Like
all
the girls have like
asses down, dude.
weight on them, and like they're just like they're built. They look like women, and it's like, what the fuck?
You're
And
not
then-
supposed to look at girls that age, right?
Yeah, the seniors today look like they're like in 8th grade, dude.
No comment.
Yeah, well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, and what the fuck? Do you remember when, like obviously we all in the '80s, right? Like, big boobs was the thing. Remember, it was like big hair and big titties,
Yeah.
and then somewhere in there, it switched to like ass.
I think it's because we became men.
Is that
Like,
what it
I
is?
think
Like,
it is,
I
like-
used to be a
used to
boob
be a
fan,
boy.
and then I grew up.
Yeah.
Like,
Because you were sucking on those titties and you're a baby.
Yeah.
And you missed them.
It's like an infantile thing, probably. It's got something to do with that.
I
It's
just
like
remember being
psychology.
so obsessed with titties as a little kid, and then it was like, oh, look at that ass, though.
And then, like, I'm always like, geez, girls, like, they got all this ass now. You know what I mean? Like, how did it happen? We're like, where did it come from? They probably always had it. I just never recognized it. Or if they did, it was like, who cares about that booty? Look at them boobies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like J-Lo got popular, so then like more focus went on that. Kim Kardashian.
It probably has to do with that, too. Like, the mainstream, like...
That's what I'm saying. Like, the focus of it got shifted. Like,
Yeah.
it was like 80s. You had Pam
Pamela
Anderson, big titties.
Jenny McCarthy. It's
all
just
that
like-
kind of shit. And then, yeah, like early 90s was like big titties. Hooters, yeah. And then like every Budweiser fucking ad you saw was like some bitch in fucking bikini, the big titties, right?
Yeah.
And then as you got older, now it's like the titties are diverted and the ass is just sticking in the air and the girl's head is like cocked back. Look like she's fucking like unnatural pose, you know? It's like perfect.
So photoshopped, they look like they're
Right.
like a
I've
twisted-
definitely been converted. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love titties, but ass is like very. If a chick has no ass, dude, I'm less likely to want to fuck.
Yeah, it's just like I believe. Hey, dude, like if there's no titties, I'm like, just look at that ass, though. You know, like that's just look at that ass.
Like, they don't have to have all of it now. You know what I mean? Like, it's
You
just...
just smush her face in the pillow and then just put that ass up,
that's right.
and you have to look at her.
That's.
She doesn't even need a face.
I think Dad was like. I think Dad told me so. He was like, I was like, that girl doesn't have that, like, fucking no ass or something. He's like, that's what doggy style was invented for. I was like, nice. He's like,
That
just
sounds like
bend her over
something
the
Dad would
couch. I was
say.
like, yeah, they all have ass when you bend them over. I was like, that's what it was. Like, they all have ass once you bend them over. It was like, right
sounds
on,
like
Dad.
something my
Just
dad would
fucking
say.
words of wisdom from Pops. Yeah.
He imparted all that knowledge to us too. We're just so much better
Yeah,
because of
the
all
last
the smarts that he dropped on us. Dude.
the last podcast when your dad was here and he was talking, I was like, we're cut from the same cloth. There we are, James. Like your dad's like, and then I told him to punch him in the face. You know, it's like my dad would have liked your dad. You know, like that's how our dad was. That shit was funny.
Our dad, if he's bigger than you, punch him in the throat. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill him. Like, so don't hit him that hard.
Yeah, punch him first before he says anything to you. Like, just so I can get the drop on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, our dad was with that shit.
Here's a question for you guys: if a girl is drunk, is it okay to have sex with her?
If you're drunk too.
So
What
if
do you-
you're stone sober and she's fucked up, no.
Well, don't
What if
know.
she's
Like,
just
that's
tipsy?
the only way I have sex now, though. Like I'm stone sober all the time, and my chick gets loaded. You know what I mean? So it's like the only like.
So is that okay?
I'm
Like, so
getting,
the question
like-
is like, I should always feel guilty if they're drunk, like that, or like I should have some kind of moral conscience as to whether you're drunk or not.
Well, I guess Dr. Phil did a show
I
on
saw
this.
Here we
So
go.
I didn't watch it, but I heard. I mean, this is a topic that came up on different forums and shit. And I mean, I think like if the girl's like if she can't even like focus on who you are, then yeah, you shouldn't fuck her. But if she's like, I want you to fuck me right now, and she's looking at you and she's slurring her words a little bit, she still knows what she's doing, and she got drunk because she wanted to fuck that night.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean, like, what's like, are her eyes rolling into the back of her head? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, no,
Yeah.
I'm good. You know what I mean? Because that's just,
all right.
If she's sloppy fall down, no.
but if she's loaded, if she's like, woo, yeah, I want to get boned, let's go. You know what I mean? Like,
I have a personal
I'm down with
experience.
that.
Personal experience here. So it was like a girlfriend of mine, and it was the first time we ever hooked up. But I had gone out on like a couple dates with this chick. I had hooked up with her, we'd made out and all this kind of shit. But we went out, we got faded, back to my house, and she's like banged up, right?
Yeah.
But we're like still, what the fuck? We're still hooking up and shit. We're just all whacked out.
Yeah.
And I'm like always pretty in control. I mean, even though I'm wasted, like I pretty much always know what's going on. And like, so we started hooking up and shit, and I was like, you know, like it was that situation where it was like, you all right in there? You know, you okay? And then like, and I'm starting to go for it, and I'm like, yeah, you know, this feels a little rapey. You know? Like, so I think the question is really like, you know, do you have any fucking sense of morals or conscience? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like so fucking crazy that like, oh, I'll start having sex with you and like, I just can't fucking control myself. You know what I mean? And I just have to have it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, and I went to sleep, and then in the morning, fucking had sex and shit. You know what I mean? So she wanted to have sex, but I just didn't feel like, you know.
Yeah, I think there's like a fine line. You know what I mean? You got to have some kind of like. There's dudes that'll probably sit in the same seat as me and say, "Oh, it doesn't matter, dude. I'm gonna do whatever I want to. I got balls. I'm gonna fuck it." Da 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 da. You know what I mean? But it's like when it boils down to it, dude. A lot of guys really aren't like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not gonna do that. They took her jab.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of guys aren't like that. They're gonna see this chick. She's gonna be falling all over the place. They're gonna tell their buddies, "I'm gonna take that home and hit that."
Yeah, see, like
and then they take her
like
home.
if
They
you're
drop
in a
her off.
if
You know
you're
what I
in a
mean? It's
bar
just-
and it's just some random scumbag drunk chick and she rolls up on you and she can barely fucking talk, then it's like, hey, yeah, bro, you probably shouldn't fuck that chick. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like, yeah, she probably doesn't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
Now, if you've been with the chick the whole night, you took her out on a date, you guys have been drinking together, and you're hammered. No, fuck. You know what I mean?
Little
Maybe
bit of
that's
history
that's
doesn't
kind of
hurt.
her. Yeah, like that's kind of her bad. But if it's just some random chick, you might want to watch that. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Yeah.
But
At
like
least
I
on the
said-
first
There's a
time.
well, yeah. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
I said. There's a fine line. Like if they, I don't know, man. Like, what would the test be? You know what I mean? Like, how do you test that? Like, do you know? Like, tell me what city you were born in, and how old you are, and what your mother's maiden name is. Okay, good. Let's go. You know what I
Make
mean?
a blow in a breathalyzer before you put the condom on it.
The reality is that chicks are always going to be the ones in control of that, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it could just be you. I mean, you could go on a fucking date with her, have a great time, not drink anything at all, and then the next thing you know, she's fucking guy raped me.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So in general, it's like, well, if you're drinking, does that make it any worse? Like, fucking, she could just be a lying whore. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, they always lie. They were saying, "Oh, I've only been with 3 guys."
Yeah.
Bullshit. Even like 10.
at once. You know what I mean?
You should
The
usually
maximum
triple
amount of
whatever they're
guys.
like.
Yeah.
Do blowjobs count? Like,
I would have slept with 10 guys, but I've sucked off fucking 500, right?
Try not to suck any dicks on your way to work today.
I only got AIDS in my mouth, you know? Like, that's all good. But nah, fuck Dr. Phil. I don't think you need to ask that question.
Are you trying to tell me that you can have sex with a drunk girl? We'll be right back on the Jimbo Trashy Podcast.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy. Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Yeah, so I don't know, I might be taking it down by the beach where you're rolling down. Going to the beach? Going to the beach? Yeah. Whoa. Fuck. What's wrong? You know what that means. No, I don't. What? Here we go. Yo, time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Hold this microphone like a shotgun, got that shit. What? Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. There's about to be a riot, better lock your shit. What? Metamorphic sedimentary igneous rock. I'm a genius seriously with the lyrical cock. There's a cable, save the beer that you bought. I only been here 20 minutes, I not already hear the cops. The roof's on fire, no seriously, the roof's on fire. I soaked in gasoline and lit that shit with a telephone wire. You calling my bluff? Saying I'm a liar? Can't you fucking hear the peeling of tires? Yo, you shouldn't charge me $5 for 20 minutes, punk. Now your house is burning stuck and you're out of luck. There's a chance I'll run amok if I'm too drunk. Now it looks like you're fucking sucking chump. It's official, it's beneficial to be artificial. I'm prejudicial, torture superficial, cheap, you're sacrificial. I wish you tap your potential, but instead you continue to be appetizers on my menu. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Hold this microphone like a shotgun, got that shit right. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. There's about to be a riot, better lock your shit. Rock a sentence, that's my decision. I got an inquisition, how about a head-on collision? I don't mean to sound timid, I'm just trying to live it. I'm just trying to rip it without a fucking limit. Trying to inspire, to sweat, drip, perspire. I'm going higher than Mount Doom, starting in the Shire. Fuck a singing lesson, keep it in the choir. I'll rock my own style like it's my gold fire. Don't listen to anything I've heard, because I know that no one's word is certain. Living in the suburbs of Southern California, where fakers come and dime a dozen, I'm warning ya. The government's recording ya. Radican, you need to act normal. Okay, well I'm working towards it, but I'm just born one note short. The horn, sleep past the morn. Wake up with the horde on, trying to recall the dream. Go back to sleep, make up an ending. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Hold this microphone like a shotgun, got that shit. What? Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. Time to motherfucking rock this shit. There's about to be a riot, better lock your shit. Time to rock this shit. Fucking rock this shit. Time to rock this shit. Time to get the fuck up and rock this shit. One time to rock this shit and rock this shit. Time to rock this shit. Motherfucker, time to get up and just rock this shit. Fast so fast, my past has to ask directions. Flying high behind a sign for the election. Rip down the sign, replaced with a picture of my face. Reach in my sleeve, grab an ace body, take a taste. Kill my fan base, none dead, now race back to outer space. The aliens know what's up, they'll all be bumping my stuff. Something I trust, will make it to my hometown when I'm broke down. Cause I know how to keep the whole crowd on their toes now. I throw in no towel, just blow out my whole style. Eating Mesquilles with the West now. Now I'm on track. Rock, 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 Radican knows how to rock. Rock, 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 Torch knows how to rock. Rock, 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 Mike B knows how to rock. Rock, 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 Eli knows how to rock. Rock, rock, Surreal knows how to rock. Rock, rock, Rescue knows how to rock. Agent can rock, rock, rock. Everybody in Torch knows how to fucking rock. Rock the South Bay. Rock that shit. Rock that shit. Rock that shit. Rock that shit. Get like 2 hours of sleep.
You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
Hi, I'm Kitten Tits, and you're watching the Global Psychosis Network.
Welcome back to the Jimbo Trashy podcast, where everything is a conspiracy, even you are a conspiracy. So, did you guys hear about this? There was a 37-year-old Ohio man whose heart stopped for 45 minutes, and then they already declared him dead, and then he came back from the dead.
Jesus. His heart stopped for 45 minutes.
Yeah. So you heard this one, right?
No. I haven't. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
Yeah, it says a Detroit paramedic treats a heart patient while suffering a heart attack. It says here his heart stopped for 45 minutes while doctors tried to revive him, and his cardiac monitor stayed flatlined, so they declared him dead. And then 45 minutes later, after they declared him dead, he came back to life.
Is he like fully functioning and shit?
He's fully functioning.
It was like all motor skills, like.
I mean,
how old is he?
37.
30. So
that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's not.
Okay,
really, it's not really specifying what his condition is now, but they're saying he's
fully alive.
Like, I mean, they're saying he's back to life. So I mean, I'm assuming he's 100%.
But like, so.
Probably in stable condition.
Let's say you're the doctor who
he's
says,
an antichrist.
Yep, he's dead. You know what I mean? And then like, so you leave the body. Obviously, they're doing stuff to it for the 45 minutes, prepping it, getting it ready to go or whatever.
Shoving it in
and then this dude just like pops up off the table. It's
yeah. Excuse me. What the fuck is going on in here? Like, yeah, like what? How does that happen? You know what I mean? Like, because 45 minutes go by. It's not just like one of those things. Like, I don't know what the procedure is. Like, okay, bloop bloop. Okay, mark it. He's dead, right?
Yeah, call it. You know what I mean? It's like that's what you see in the TV show.
Yeah, call it. Like they don't just fucking leave you there with your shit all hooked up. Still, they start pulling everything out of you, right? Then you probably go to the morgue, and they whatever they do.
Yeah. So imagine being like the mortician where this dude just like you hear something rustling around in the little like.
I just picture somebody like.
Can you let me out of here?
How creepy would that be though if like they declared you dead, and then you wake up like right when they're about to bury you? And you're just like, let me the fuck out of here,
dude. That would suck so hard. That's like that's like my fear. Like you know how Mike's afraid of spiders. Being buried alive is like don't do that to me.
That or like yeah, don't do like that.
I'll try to superimpose a casket or something. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out.
Right, exploding. I just like the explosion. Like that or like drowning. I think would just be like the worst shit ever. Like, oh, I'm gonna breathe in water. You know,
I think burning's the worst, dude.
That's the three.
That's definitely up there with sucking really hard.
Yeah, like if ways to die. But I guess my thing is like, so what did they? I just would like to know more about this. Like, what's the guy's reaction? How did he feel about it? Like, well,
yeah, he did. Like, does he have anything to say about it? Like, what was his experience?
All I'm reading here it says finally doctors declared him dead. And his son Lawrence, 17, ran to his father's hospital bed and said, "Dad, you're not going to die today," he said, according to ABC. And he didn't die.
According to ABC, this has been picked up by all the major news sources.
According to ABC, yeah, everyone's looking for Jesus Christ, dude. So they're gonna.
Network movie.
Someone came back from the dead. It's got to be Jesus.
Yeah, right.
You know, it couldn't be
maybe
like
it wasn't just like faulty equipment.
Yeah. No,
like he was never dead at all. It was just like, oh. Did you? Oh, that's right.
That wire is kind of rusty.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the coroners trying to get their quota.
Yeah. Like, fuck all that.
Hey, I'm not dead. Shut up, dude.
Yeah.
I don't have enough dead bodies.
So yes,
this week.
you are the pillows. You're in the afterlife, man.
So, have you guys ever thought about like dying, like actual like?
Oh yeah.
Like death.
Have I thought of it?
Like hard though. Like I remember. It was a while back, dude. I was like thinking about like being dead, like the end of my life. You know what I mean? Not how I'm gonna die, not what's gonna happen. Like being dead, like I had like a panic attack about it.
It's scary, man.
You know what I mean? It was just weird because I was like, oh, like okay, so I'm gonna die at some point. Like I guess it was. I mean, and I'm kind of old to be having that. Like
I think about that.
I mean, young. You're kind of young.
Well, I mean, like it's the thing where it's like.
No, you're
like,
old,
okay,
bro. You're almost dead.
You know what I mean? But it was like I had that long, hard thought about like I'm gonna die, and then I got really scared and like really like I had a panic attack.
You get like
about it.
really
It was
sad. You're
yeah.
The thing about me, it's like, to me, dying is embarrassing, dude. If you hear something, hey, did you hear that guy died yesterday? Like, oh, dude, that sucks. Like, if he died when he was too young, it's like, to me, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, he fucking choked on a chicken wing, fucking dropped dead.
Yeah, like nothing cool.
Like, you
yeah,
don't
like
wanna
it
be
wasn't
that
like,
guy.
yeah, man, he was shooting at the cops, robbing a bank, and he died. Like,
Fucking, did you hear how Andy died? He was fucking wrestling a shark and an alligator at the same time.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, he went out crying like a bitch.
No, he started thinking about dying, had a panic attack, a heart attack, and then he died.
Yeah, right. Right. Started sniveling like a little bitch and then died.
He just killed over.
Shit his pants, died.
To me,
on himself.
What's almost worse than dying is just like seeing the people that you grew up and love dying before you, like your elders, you know?
Well, yeah, and you know that's like a definite sign of like I know I'm older. You know what I mean? Like when you start like, okay, like my grandparents are fucking almost all dead, or you know, like your people's parents start dying.
Your
like
parents
yeah,
start
my
dying.
parents die. You know what I mean? Like when that kind of shit happens, it's like that's fucking crazy. Like because you don't, it's weird. Like especially like our father died, and like even in that shit, like we weren't even that close to the fucking guy, and it was still like made you like you still have to put your life into some perspective on that shit.
Was your
like,
father old or just?
Nah, not super. He just wasn't in good health, you know.
Yeah.
But it just was one of those things where it's like you just look at like, oh, what the motherfuck, this guy had me when he was 30. I'm 30. You know what I mean? So you start like putting things into perspective and shit, and it's just like a fucking weird experience. But yeah, it's fucking miserable. But I can't like. Here's like I'm fucked up. Like I don't think about myself dying. I think about like you dying before me.
Oh.
And I'm like,
I think about your ass dying, dude.
yeah, like man, like
Sniveling like a bitch.
yeah, like man, I hope Andy does. That's gonna suck when Andy dies. You know, like I think shit like that. Like oh, when my mom dies, this is gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think about shit like that too. But I try not to think about dying too much because obviously I have panic attacks about it. So it's just like, we'll just leave that alone for when it happens. You know what I mean?
Dude, when I was a little kid, they used to have those fucking like TV commercials for like, oh, the big one's gonna hit. And and like when I was a little kid, I would like fucking cry about it. Like
we're gonna get
like,
swallowed by
yeah,
the
we're gonna
ocean.
die in an earthquake. Yeah, you know, just like like getting like the super cry, you know, or like you can't breathe and shit. And mom's like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? No sympathy from mom. She's like, shut the fuck up, like,
Panicky, whiny little bitch.
yeah.
Not just dying, but just getting old in general, dude. Like, when you think of yourself, you look at yourself in the mirror like, yeah, dude, I'm the top form right now, 25 years old or whatever it is, and you look at yourself in the mirror like, yeah, I'm fucking invincible. And then one day you're gonna be fucking 50, and like, oh, dude, what the fuck?
I've been thinking about that shit a lot lately for some reason.
Dude,
Like,
I think about it when I see old people. Like, I don't think about it so much, like, when I'm just, like, you know what I mean? But, like, when I see somebody that's old and they're, like, really, like, having a hard time with, like, getting around, driving their car, whatever, I'm like, fuck, dude, this is gonna suck when I get older. I want to have, like, 19 kids and just be like, all right, one of you motherfuckers has to take
that's
care
the
of me.
reason to procreate, right?
You know what I mean? Like, I need somebody, because I'm not going to have any savings or anything. I'm fucking, that's just, I'm resigned to that.
Social
you know?
Security's out the window, dude.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm going to be fucked. So it's like, the only thing I'm going to have to depend on is my kid. I'm going to treat him like gold, and then I'm going to be like, look, I'm fucking old and I can't wipe my own ass, dude.
Hook
You're
that
the man.
up.
Yeah, they're just gonna smother you with their pillow.
Yeah.
Fucking die. You're dead already.
Come here, Dad.
I have to go to work. Fucking die.
Oh, they're going to hire some little Filipino lady to take care of me or something like that. Come here, sir, mister, time to wipe you.
Yeah. Except she would not be able to pronounce her F's.
Yeah.
That's the
I cannot
minimum.
find time to do this.
You gotta take a poop. Yeah.
So speaking of dying, I guess Ben Affleck is gonna be playing Batman now.
Oh,
so
Christ.
there goes that
Christ.
franchise.
Are you fucking Ben Affleck?
He's gonna be he's gonna replace Christian Bale in the untitled Superman Batman feature from Warner Brothers.
That's good.
Was it called The End of Batman?
Is
That's what
Christopher
it's
Nolan going to have
Should be
anything
called
to do with
that.
it? Does Christopher Nolan have anything to do with it?
Reading here.
Talking to like Mr. fucking movie over here too.
Nah.
Oh, it's being directed by Zack Snyder.
Well, there you go. That's the guy who directed the new Superman, so that's good.
I didn't like the new Superman though.
I was a
fuck.
I
You liked it?
That was great.
You know what, dude? I mean, it wasn't like horrible. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen. I mean, X-Men 3 was way worse.
Dude,
you
yeah,
know?
that was bad.
But
Dude.
it's just like it was like 45 minutes of like buildings getting destroyed. So it's like, okay, we saved the planet technically, but it looks like apocalypse. It looks like a fucking nuclear warhead just went all over the fucking planet. You know?
Well, let's put this comic book into reality. You know what I mean? You have two guys with superpowers fighting in our world, in our city, and they have super strength, heat vision, like all the shit that Superman has. What do you think's gonna happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
oh, it's just like nothing got damaged, no trains were destroyed, nobody got hurt, everything's fine. These guys were just beating the fuck out of each other all over the place, you know?
But couldn't we have segregated it to a city though? I feel like it was like the whole goddamn state of New York.
It was Metropolis.
It was like,
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Dude,
like,
that first scene, like the beginning
this
where it
seems
opened
to
up.
be the case with that Superman though. Like it's either like I fucking liked it or no. Yeah, not
it wasn't
really.
the worst. It wasn't the worst. X-Men 3 was the worst.
Which one was that?
X3 was the one where they started the whole Phoenix deal where she fucking or she made
Oh,
Professor
yeah, that
X
was
blow up at
super
the end or whatever.
Like
fucking
Cyclops dies like 5 minutes in the movie or some shit. out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
dude. And then, like,
Yeah.
did you see the new Wolverine?
I haven't seen it. I heard that sucked too.
That
though.
shit was whack. I
So-
didn't like it.
Thank God I didn't see it.
The new Superman was good, dude. I like that.
Well, I mean,
And then
it's
even like
it's about as good as fucking, Ben Affleck being Batman, bro.
Well,
I'm
that's
upset.
just-
That's like them telling me. I remember when for a while, like a long time ago, it was Nicolas Cage was going to be Superman.
He was. They had it like fully developed, dude. They have him in like Superman outfits and all this shit.
Nicolas Cage
He
is a
looks
piece of shit, bro.
incredibly awkward.
Like that guy, like every time, you
Hey.
want me to save the world? You know what I mean?
Hey, I fuck Lisa Marie Presley, all right? So like, just give me some credit, all right?
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Charisma.
Yeah, just Face Off. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Face Off, by the way,
What does he say?
I thought that movie was cool. If you watch that movie now, like, I think when I first watched it, it was probably high school.
Don't
I
ever
watched
ask
that
me to
movie
quit
as a
drinking.
I
That's
watched
not
that
my
shit
best
as-
role, man. Come on.
I watched. God.
None of us have a good Nicolas Cage, by the way.
I got
but
John
you-
Travolta.
there you
I was
go.
trying to Travolta now.
John Travolta's, hey, Mr. Formanelli. Ah, jeez. But, no, like, if you watch Face Off now, fucking awful movie, bro.
But it was great when it first came out.
When it first came out, but then if you look, I mean, even the title is fucking Face Off, dude. Like,
Well, I mean, come on, dude. They just like it was during that time where they had all this action stuff going on, and they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? Well, let's have John Travolta and Nicolas Cage switch their faces."
it's
and then
corny
it'll
as
be like,
fuck now, dude.
Oh, yeah,
like,
that's
if you
bad.
watch it now, they're fucking So I ripped my fucking face off, put it on your face. And my body is still my fucking body, except how did that not change? And nobody notices. Like,
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage and John Travolta are two different fucking people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's at home fucking his wife with Nick Cage's body and fucking John Travolta's face. It's fucking, the whole thing was just like, get the fuck out of here. How did I miss that when I first watched it? You know what I mean? Like, I was like...
Because you just give it up. You're like completely mesmerized by the fact that they figured out how to swap people's faces. You're not really.
Oh yeah, I was just like, that was like, ooh, interesting. Face Off. I get it. The title is so synonymous with what's going on here. Like,
I've heard you don't fuck the face, but I guess in this case you don't fuck the body.
what the fuck? You know? Like, the whole thing is just fucking super corny, bro. And then you just got their voices change.
Yeah. Well, what about did you see the new? Are you Fast and Furious at all?
You know, dude, I hate that whole entire franchise.
Here's the deal. Like,
Fuck Vin Diesel,
I
bro. That's
hated,
what's...
I hated it, and then like now, like I don't love the movie, but it's like it's a damn good action flick.
You just
You
gotta
get to
take
see-
it for what it is.
Exactly. You have to take it for what it is. So you get to see things like The Rock jumping out of a moving Hummer while he's going down a
Hill or something.
ramp.
Right.
You know what I mean? He jumps down a level in the parking structure and hits and lands on top of another car while it's moving, all moving, and it's just great. Vin Diesel, on the other hand, there's two cars going opposite directions. His is about to crash. He jumps out of his car across a 30-foot gap. The impact makes him go flying. His girlfriend's jumping out of the other
You
car.
gotta
He
wonder
catches
if
her in
it's
the middle.
like...
It's great.
You
So-
gotta watch it for, like, comedy, though.
In this movie, Vin Diesel will be the bald guy with the wife beater on. It's completely different.
Well, they're making a new Riddick.
Yeah.
And that's gonna like.
That's the same. Yeah, dude. Vin Diesel has the fucking personality of my ass hair, bro.
Dude, you said what did you say? He's got the personality of a piece of gum.
Yeah, dude. On the bottom of my shoe, he's like a cheese cracker, bro.
Let's see. Look at what James has here.
Hey guys, check this out. So some kid was skateboarding in a skate park, right?
Okay.
And I guess he accidentally runs into some stupid little kid who was just wandering on a skate park.
Okay.
You think your mother would be watching you,
Yeah.
or your parent, or whoever's
I don't know.
in
It's
charge?
definitely the skater's fault.
And watch what ensues here.
Oh. The kid is genuinely concerned.
Ran into my son on his birthday. You didn't see him.
Hey, you don't need to
Huh? You didn't see him.
Hey, you know what, dude? Hey, like,
I would have socked that bitch. I'm
like
sorry.
seriously, if
This is causing uproar on the internet.
This is like a
I would've
real.
socked that
This is
chick,
a
bro.
real fine line because it's like, look, dude, you're trained not to hit women, dude. But if a woman walks up to you and decks you like that, you have every right to
That was a
defend yourself,
Samoan
you know what I
chick,
mean?
bro. That's
That
a
wasn't-
fucking man.
Yeah. If she walks
Right?
up to
That
you
was
and
a
decks you
Samoan
like that,
chick,
like,
right?
It looked
you,
like it.
You don't have to fully beat the shit out of her, dude. But if she comes at you like that, like if she goes to throw punch number 2, dude, I'm putting hands on her. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna hold her and I'm gonna put her down on the ground
Fuck
and
all
she's
that.
gonna
I'd
sit
have
still.
fucked her up.
You know what I mean? And then somebody's gonna call the cops and it's gonna be like, I'm fucking pressing charges for assault. This bitch just fucking hit me. You know what I mean? Or like,
What's the?
well, what happens, dude?
What's,
Like she
what's
catches.
Mr. Trashy take on this? Hold
So,
on.
no,
hold on.
I wanna know
hold on. I
something.
want to hear what James has.
What
How does
happens
your
if she runs into the
trash man says?
dude on the fucking, like the guy on the bus with the fucking uppercut, dude? Like there's just dudes out there that are not gonna fucking play and they're gonna lay that chick out.
I would have
dude.
fucked her up. I'm like, that's like that. Like I'm saying it right now. Like we would have had a problem. Like me and that chick would have
that
been
would've-
fighting.
And my instant reaction is if I get hit, I'm gonna hit somebody back.
Right.
Like I don't give a fuck what you got in between your legs. You know what I mean? It's just like instant reaction is just, you know what I mean?
I would personally never hit a woman that's. I mean, come on. When you think of a woman, dude, like they can't hit, you know, because they're a woman, right?
That bitch fucking
That chick's
sucked him.
swung. She's swung a man.
Yeah.
That chick is from the hood. That chick is raised by men, dude. Like
Yeah.
raised from the wolves, dude.
Somebody taught her how to.
I would have tried to explain myself, like, hey, it was an accident. But if she would have hit me in the face, I ain't gonna hesitate to fucking hit that bitch back.
Yeah.
Like I forget what song this is. It's probably from a rap song, dude. But
Let's see the video.
it was
dude.
like I would never hit a woman, but I'll smack the shit out of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna just like
sugar-free,
fucking.
actually, and that's,
I'm not just gonna like fucking haul off on any chick. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're acting crazy, hoe, clack. You know, like that's not. How it, but I'm saying, like, she rolled up. Dude was obviously
like he's apologizing. He's being nice. He's like, I'm sorry. I apologize. Is he okay?
Yeah.
Like you can hear him like
And
diffusing
you
the
should-
situation. And she's
like,
fucking,
get
what the fuck? You fucking ran over my son?
Yeah.
So I mean, like,
have it.
if it gets to that point, like,
Let me see that shit again, dude. Roll it again.
You wanna put it
Roll
one
tape.
more
Yeah, I just want
Yeah,
to see it
that shit's
again.
nuts, though,
I
dude.
like seeing people get socked anyway.
World stars.
Yeah, this shit.
why is your bratty ass kid running around reckless on a fucking skate park?
Dude, you don't want to know what I have to say about people not watching their kids, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that was a
dude?
stiff hit, dude. That wasn't a bitch hit. That was a man hit.
Yeah,
No, she
shit, that
threw
was
like
a-
a
that was-
fucking straight right across at that fool.
That,
So
like,
what's the internet have to say about it? People
Internet,
are
the
just
internet's
fucking-
up in arms, like fuck that bitch, fucking murder her, fucking find out where she lives. You know, internet's doing
all the
this
solid, all the normal sanity.
exactly what you'd expect from the internet.
Right. The faceless fucking fuck her, I'll kill her. No, I would have let her have one, dude. We would have had a problem. I would have fucked her up.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Like, so this makes me think about the deal that happened at work that one day. Like, there's people in this world now that just do not pay attention to their children. And they let their kids do whatever they want, and there's no kind of discipline or anything like that. There's this woman at my job one day, 2 bratty ass kids running around, making all kinds of racket. She's nothing. She's just on her iPhone the whole time, and the kids are literally running track around the center of the showroom, screaming, hitting each other with stuff. And there's other customers in there, whatever. They end up getting a hold of some stuff and they break it. And I walk over to them and I'm like, look, you need to get your kids and, you know, get them under control. Don't tell me how to raise my children. Don't tell me you need to have kids of your own. Da, 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 da. I said, doesn't make any difference. You have to control your kids. Okay? I'm going to get you out of here as quick as possible, but you have to control your kids while they're in here. I said, they're in here messing with stuff. I said, they already broke that and they broke that. I said, so you got to take care of your kids.
So what was the outcome? They were just like, fuck you, basically?
Basically, she kicked me a big-ass attitude because she didn't stop. And I said, hey, you kids need to stop.
Oh, so you...
And then I ran out and beat the fuck out of her.
And then, no, but basically, like, on the backside of it...
Take that, ho!
You're on the Jimbo Trashy podcast,
she's like screaming. It's like, but people just act all nuts.
I should start doing that.
Podcast. Yeah, you just out of nowhere, dude. Just show up at random places and sock women. You're on the Jimbo Trashy podcast.
Is that someone film it?
Yeah,
this is for that skater.
We'll put you in there.
No, dude, well, that's as bad as the people at my work, dude. Kids running amok all over the fucking place, and I'm like, hey, you guys are gonna have to you're gonna have to grab your kids. And the guy goes, this is the craziest shit I'd ever heard in my life. I was appalled. I didn't even have like a snappy usually I would have some kind of crazy shit to say back to him. He goes, well, I already told him. And I was like,
tell him again. And maybe use your fist
then. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, if you already told them and they didn't listen to you, I guess then that's the end of this conversation. Like,
oh, I know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I told him once.
Well, I already told him. I don't know.
Tell him again and use your fist this time. Oh, dude, you little son of a bitch. Like,
but I don't know, man.
I just trip out, dude, because people they just don't control their kids. You know what I mean? Like, they let their kids behave however they want to.
But that kid was like
when
fucking...
we were kids, dude, when you were a kid and you tried to pull some shit with your parents, like out in public, like,
I got
what
fucked
happened?
up.
Dude, honestly, I never tried to pull shit.
What the fuck?
When I was a kid, maybe I was a smart kid. I always knew, like, I'm a kid, they're adults, they can whip my ass. I'm gonna sit on this couch until they tell me to get up. You know?
Dude, we got beat up in Walmart or in Kmart, dude. That's as white trash as it gets.
Dude, I used to get my ass handed to me
public ass whooping
regular...
in Kmart. You know what I mean? Like by your dad or whatever. Like
Dad used to put it down, and then Mom would get all pissed off, dude.
Yeah, then there'd be like another fight.
I mean? And then they're fighting, you know what I mean? So
I was always a good kid.
And then I'm over here fucking up again already.
I was a good kid. I was a bad teenager. When I hit a teenager, I just became fucking all hell breaks loose.
Oh, dude, I was bad from the get-go, dude, and I got worse.
Mom was like, she said you were bad though, and then she's like, but you.
Who was worse between you two?
I think I got the crown now.
I don't know, dude. I got kicked out when I was like 16.
Yeah, see, like that's the thing is you just didn't get dealt with. Like you were just, they were just like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, she sent me to live with my dad, dude, and my dad was like, yeah, just go ahead and do whatever you want. I'm like, all right, that sounds good. I'm like, can I have some money to go and do whatever I want? He's like, yeah, here you go. I'm like, all right, cool, dude.
Yes, can I have some money to do whatever I want?
As long as you don't fucking hang around here, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly, dude. Go take off, dude. He'd give me money, dude. I'd break bread and I'd leave for 2 or 3 days, dude. Come down here, party, stop by, drop this fool off a
St. Ides,
a crooked Ides. You know.
How many years are you guys apart?
3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but no, I think I was pretty good. Like kind of the same thing. Like I was decent as like a younger kid, and then like as I got older, like middle school, a little worse. High school was a fucking maniac.
And
dude.
it's you know what it is? It's because I was fucking up so much all the time that you just got to like. You were like flying under the radar constantly. So if you were doing anything, the focus was always on me anyhow.
Well, and I blamed everything on you. I'm like, fucking Andy did that. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck happened. Whose weed is that? It's probably Andy's. He hasn't lived here in a year and a half. Like, he was pretty wily.
Leftovers. That's leftovers.
Yeah. He was stoned all the time. I mean, who knows what he did? He probably didn't know what he was doing. I remember, dude, I used to drink. And I would fucking stuff all my alcohol bottles in these fucking bushes out in front, like right on Anza. And I remember this lady comes by one day, right? Hits the bush with her car.
All the bottles came out.
Dude. Boom! Like fucking... And there's bottles and cans everywhere. And
shit. Thanks, guys, for being on the podcast. We'll see you next time on the Jimbo Trashy podcast.
Is a conspiracy.
Everything is a conspiracy.
Everything
conspiracy.
Fake a friend, fake a friend. Don't you call me, I don't wanna talk to you no more. Fake ass friends like you are good or enemies for. Fake a friend, fake a friend. Don't call on me and I won't pull you back real quick. Fake friends like you can fucking suck my dick.
The first time I met you, I was greeted with a smile, acting like you were down. Yeah, you dug my style. You be saying what up when I passed you in a hall. You had to give me high fives cause I was too damn tall. It was funny like that. I always thought you was whack. Always had the sort of feeling that you'd stab me in the back. I've had so many fake ass friends, I'm sick and tired. Step into my office, man, you're fucking fired. That's what I'll tell ya. Don't make me have to spell a hate word that this is you. Worse than hell and hella. No, I don't know where you can buy a quad. Listen up when I say you're a fraud. Acting like you're hard when you're softer than mod. Blanders, even stupider than Neanders. The shady ones ain't rare like left-handers are running back, showing up the great Barry Sanders. The no good come a dime by the dozen. So think about that when you're calling him your cousin. When you're loving till you're shoving, then you understand it's buzzing. I don't spit these rhymes from my physical health. Heck, I don't record flows even to get well. It's just to let you know so that no one takes ya. Don't trust anybody cause they probably just a faker.
Fake a friend, fake a friend. Don't you call me, I don't wanna talk to you no more. With fake ass friends like you are good or enemies for. I don't know what I should do. The only thing I know for sure is that I don't trust you. I like it either. Your constant storytelling get to me like a cleaver. Hacking at my mind, I need to watch myself behind the back. I feel like you're always steady on my attack. I know how and why my ex will react. Breaking down to cry and then I shake it off with get over it. I can see right through the fake in you. I'm sick of all the shit you put me through. I know you knew how I am. So damn insecure and man. You threw the wrench at me. So wretchedly my destiny is the best of me. I'm acting how I'm supposed to be. With all your fake, you know who you are. Please not come too close to me. Fake a friend, fake a friend. Don't you call me, I don't wanna talk to you no more. Fake ass friends like you are good or enemies for. Fake a friend, fake a friend. Don't call on me and I won't call you back real quick. Fake friends like you can fucking suck my dick. Fake a friends, fake a
faker. You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
Yo, this is Evil Doers Beware from the 40-ounce Thieves, and you're watching the Global Psychosis Network.
You are listening to the Global Psychosis Network.
The South Bay Mustang Club lined up bright and early Saturday morning to do their part and donate funds for medical expenses on the injured open-wheel drivers on behalf of the Malloy Foundation Incorporated. And in return, they got to check out one of the coolest car museums in Southern California.
Hi everybody, my name is Jim Morrison. I'm the Vice President of the South Bay Mustang Owners Club. We're here today at the Tom Malloy Collection and Race Shop out in Corona. This is kind of what our club does once a month. We get together and go on a cruise somewhere. We go to museums and shops and private collections. We have our meetings once a month on the first Wednesday night at Polly's Pies. We have a nice club, pretty cheap to get in. We'd love to have you come out and visit us and think about membership. And I want to thank James for being here.
For more information, you can visit them on the web at www.southbaymustangowners.org or email them at southbaymustangowners@gmail.com.
check out the latest sounds from the occult experimental rock project Elvis on Acid with their second album release, Prehistoric Psychonaut.
With historic obligations, we've come so far. We're cutting away the spiritual line. Consolation, they don't care who you are. You're damning us to hell, it's written in the stars.
Follow Elvis on Acid on Twitter at Elvis on Acid. Go to youtube.com/Elvis on Acid to hear the latest. Global Psychosis Entertainment, Dark Jam Records, and Elvis on Acid are not responsible for any violent revolutions, drug overdoses, or attempted suicides that may occur after listening. This ad has been brought to you by Global Psychosis Entertainment and Dark Jam Records. Copyright 2013.